Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the 808 podcast where we interview business owners, CEOs, marketing directors, whoever else I feel like. 4 questions in 8 minutes and 8 seconds because 808 looks like Bob, and here we go. Question number 1 in a few sentences. Tell us who you are and what do you do?
Hey there, I'm Douglas Ferguson. I'm an entrepreneur, founder of Voltage Control, and we are a change agency. I help enterprises spark, accelerate, and sustain innovation. And we do that through group participatory decision-making techniques inspired by modern design, facilitation, as well as more kind of conventional conversational facilitation.
Perfect, Douglas. Question number 2. What advice would you like to share? Go.
Yeah, so most of us spend a lot of time in meetings and a large portion of our time collaborating and working with others, but rarely do we take time to step back and think about how to improve meetings or how to improve those interactions or make for healthier teams. Sometimes people might do trust falls or kind of team building types of things, but rarely are we looking at the systems by which we come together and do work. And so I just want to encourage people to take a step back and do that. So at the very least, take inventory of the meetings you're having, who you're having them with, when you're having them, what purpose do they serve? Clarifying that purpose is really, really important, because if we're not clear on the purpose, we can't be clear on what we should be doing and how we should be doing it. And if you're not clear on the purpose, then the people that are coming to the meetings aren't clear, and then they don't know how to show up, how to behave when they do show up. And so that's really huge. That one point alone is really important. So I encourage people to step back, take stock, and assess their meetings and the way they collaborate, and just look at it. In my forthcoming book, Magical Meetings, I detail 10 different meeting mantras. And maybe my favorite meeting mantra of the 10 is do the work in the meeting. And this is something you can really easily implement by just coming into the meeting to do the work. Instead of just talking about the work and saying maybe hypotheticals, let's open a document. Let's say we're doing a pitch deck for our startup. Let's open a rough draft of that pitch deck and let's start working on it together in real time. I'm sure you've had meetings like that in the past. What if you made all your meetings like that, where you work together on something that's tangible and visualizes the outcome? So those would be my big ones. We've got 10 meeting mantras. What are your meeting mantras? Think about how you want to show up in meetings, what's important, and how you collaborate.
So how does that work? So when you talk about this big, everyone working on a piece document, how do you make sure no one keeps interrupting and talking over each other?
That's where a great facilitator comes in. I love to tell people, there's no such thing as bad meetings, just bad facilitators. And so that's things like not clarifying your purpose, not paying attention to time, letting people talk over each other, or letting the highest paid person in the room do all the talking. So it's really important that we create equitable situations for everyone in the meeting. And there's some design elements we can use, that some structures, if you will, that will help spur that along. But most of the time it's being thoughtful ahead of time around how we're going to hold that conversation. It could be, you can do stuff as simple as like popcorn, where once you popped, you can't pop again until everyone's popped. And so everyone gets a chance to say something, and then that's a way of rotating. So it's really about cadence and turn taking rules that you're going to establish out of the gate. And then also, if you're working on something together, sometimes we just do quiet work and let everyone get their thoughts out on the piece the material that we're working on, whether that's a Figma or a mural or Google Docs or Google Slides or whatever it is. That quiet time together can be really amazing, because we're reacting and responding to what we see others creating, but we're not talking over each other or shooting things down. We're just all creating together in real time.
Perfect. Love it there. Let's get to question number 3. It is shout out time. Go.
I'm just going to give a big shout out to Josh Baer, founder of Capital Factory. He's done so much to shift the landscape of Austin. If you're new to Austin, or just thinking about doing business in Austin or Texas in general, because he just released version 2 of his Texas manifesto, saying that, we can be bigger together. Austin will never be Silicon Valley, but, we do have the 4 of the top largest cities in the US, all in the same state, and we can come together and be bigger together. And so he's done a lot of work bringing entrepreneurs and VCs together and across these different cities. Also, a big shout out to one of my first CEOs, Brett Hurt. He's got an amazing company called Data.World, a big fan of his leadership. He taught me a lot back in the day, and I continue to watch him and the moves he makes in his new company. Brian Sharples was a chairman of my last company. He founded HomeAway and then took them public and then sold them to Expedia.
Nice.
And so great entrepreneur. He's just started an SPAC. So I'm really curious to see what company he finds and takes public through that vehicle. And then last, a big shout out to an entrepreneur here in Austin, Blake Garrett of Aceable. I think very shrewd individual and a great company with a great culture. I love what they're building, and I think they're. I've been tracking them. I'm excited to see where they go.
Love it. Love it. I'll look those people up when we're done here. Number 4, final fun question. Douglas, tell me about your first sale.
My first sale, it's interesting because in the pre-show chat, you asked me about, you can interpret that however you like. It could be the lemonade stand. And I thought, oh, wow, I immediately interpreted the first sale of Voltage Control because I've been so focused on the company these days. And then so maybe that's a meditation to go back and think about some of my prior sales. But the first sale for Voltage Control was Zen Business, who it's funny, I would have put Ross Burdoff in the shout outs category, but I realized I was going to mention him here in the first sale category. So really great business here in Austin that is making it easier for companies to start LLCs, to get your EIN, and they have a registered agent service, all the things that you need to do legally and financially to start a business. It's just like really easy online. They just kind of do it for you and support you through it. And they were my first design sprint outside of Twyla. When I left Twyla and kind of decided to hang my shingle as a consultant and start Voltage Control. And it was I was just having some lunch meetings with Ross and kind of telling him about what I was working on and the benefits of design sprints. And I wasn't even considering him a prospect at the time. I was just trying to entrepreneur to entrepreneur, like this is how these things work. And a few weeks later, he called me up and said, I'd like you to come do that for us. And so it was the easiest sell that I've ever had to do, great team and had a fantastic time and really, fond memories of that first sale for sure.
Perfect. Love that story there. So, hey, Douglas, you've got 45 seconds left. You can do some promo time, ask me a question, talk about your awesome beer that I'm very jealous about, or whatever you want, or we can end early. Go for it.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I would say Magical Meetings is coming out. It's available for pre-purchase on Amazon right now. And we have workshops if you want to dive deeper into the content around how to make your meetings better, how to analyze your meeting culture. You can find all of that at voltagecontrol.com. Poke around, on the events section. You can see all the upcoming events we have, and we have free events for people that want to think about facilitation skills. And if you're curious and want to practice some stuff every Thursday, we kind of bring together a community of practice to explore that stuff and have fun. And I guess maybe I'll kick it over to you.
Actually, no, you can't because that's time.
I can't. Oh, we're done.
We're done. There you go. You pulled it off. 4 questions in 8 minutes and 8 seconds. Why is it 8 minutes and 8 seconds, Douglas?
Hey, because that spells Bob.
It does. Your website, say it real quick.
Voltagecontrol.com.
In the description, it's magic. Douglas, thank you so much for being on. Tip of the hat to you. And for everyone else watching or listening, I am legally required to tell you to like, share, comment, subscribe, thumbs up, ring the bell, whatever the heck the social media network tells you all to do. You all have a wonderful day. Now, talk to you later. Bye.